Hello everyone and welcome to another royal reading, and it is a bit of an odd one today. It's inspired by Bookworm 2, her YouTube channel. She put up a comment today and the comment said, what if Meghan did not lie in the Oprah interview and that her passport and keys were taken and she was not allowed out for months? Why? Basically, somebody seemingly has given some information to Bookworm 2 that is really quite shocking, that seemingly alleges that Meghan really did have her passport and keys taken from her, not for security reasons. Obviously, all the royals, when they travel, whatever they're up to, hand their passports over, don't really need keys to anywhere because there are security people all around, there are chauffeurs, there are people who take them through VIP entry points and exit points at airports, and obviously need their passports and things like that. The rest of us have to stand in queues and in our socks and take off our belts and our laptops out of their cases and wait for hours, but not if you're a VIP, not if you're a member of the royal family, that's for sure. So more than that, more than this is standard practice, this is routine. Your assistant will have your passport, your assistant will have your keys, you will go through with a glass of champagne and a limo will be waiting for you. Not that. So we want to know if there is any truth in this, and I'm going to ask directly a yes/no question in this 8-card reading I'm going to be doing with, as you can see, just the ordinary Rider-Waite tarot. And I'm sorry that the streaks of sunlight, another hot day here in South Africa. I've got the curtains closed again. But yes/no question will be featuring in this reading, and then I'm going to be looking at possible reasons for Meghan being, and I'll try not to move so that the sun doesn't come back in. I am shuffling, you can hear me shuffling in the background, can't see me shuffling, sorry about that. If I move, the sun will shine onto the camera. There it is. I will shuffle, and so you can see me shuffling. Possible reasons that spring to mind for something as extreme as this, being mental health reasons, reasons related to Archie, the very weird circumstances around his birth, possibly legal problems, possibly conflict with people, possibly fraud on the public that the royal family wanted to stop, allegedly. Disclaimer, usual disclaimer, all in the box below, and please read it. This is a tarot reading for entertainment purposes only, or my opinion, or just allegedly. So that's another reason. Third reason that I could think of was criminal reasons, again allegedly. Mischief around jewelry missing, money being siphoned off to Doria, the Heads Together Trust. William, apparently when he kicked Harry and Meghan out, called in the auditors. So that kind of thing, criminal things. Then I'm going to give Universe a free card for things that I haven't thought of to perhaps suggest. So that's a 4 possible reasons. Then I want to know, in this 8-card reading, where was Harry in all of this? Harry took a vow in front of basically the world to protect Meghan, to look after her, in sickness and in health and all the rest of it, in prison and in not. And where was Harry? What was Harry up to? Why did this happen? Why did he allow this allegedly to happen, if it did happen? And is this the pity card? Is this the thing that Lady C has been circling around, hinting at? That when we hear about it, we're going to be shocked, we're going to be mortified, we're really going to feel genuinely sorry for her. I'm not being sarcastic here. I am very curious to know what this mystery is around Meghan Markle that could really change our opinion of her and make us feel genuinely sorry for her. So let's see. Here we go. I think I've shuffled enough. I think I've babbled enough. And heart of the matter, the yes/no card. Was she or was she not locked up by the royal family? Passport removed, keys removed, not allowed to go out for months. Reasons. Archie, mental health, excuse me. Archie, weirdness around Archie, criminal reasons, jewelry, money, fraud, other reasons that perhaps the tarot can think of that I can't think of. And let's squish these together a bit better. And where was Harry? The where was Harry question. Where was Harry? Over here. And is this the pity card that's going to be sprung on us, and we're all going to say, oh my word, if only we'd known, we wouldn't have been so horrible to her. Let's see. Underlying energy of this reading is a Hierophant in reverse, and that doesn't bode well. Royal family in reverse. Oh, my throat chakra just completely closed up right then. Royal family in reverse, the Hierophant in reverse. Coming from the top. If this came from the top, it came from the Queen. It didn't come from, well, it couldn't have come from anyone else really, but this came from the highest authority possible, and it's the highest authority in reverse. There was something about this that does smell a bit bad from this card. Let's just leave it there briefly while I talk about the Hierophant. And the Hierophant, of course, is doing the right thing. It's being on the straight and narrow, taking the high road, acting from integrity, learning your lessons, being in communication with the divine. It's all those things. It's in the reverse. It means foul play, really, from authority figures. Hierophant is about status quo, is about organizations, is about the church, is about the state, is about the royal family. Not a good card to come out as the underlying energy that is going to color all the rest of this, and I'm going to throw it over there so we don't forget about it. And it's going to be tricky to get these cards out. Usual ordinary Rider-Waite in this reading, so we know what we're dealing with. No need for confusion from strange tarot decks. Heart of this matter. What is the heart of this matter? A Leo card, the Sun. It is about power. It is about publicity. It is about celebration, joy, success. But it is really about power and illumination and light being shone on something. So perhaps it is time that light is shone on this situation and the truth is revealed about the situation with the Sun card there. Perhaps it is going to be interpreted as it was all because she was so popular, and she was going to destabilize the royal family with her popularity, and so they locked her up so that the public couldn't see her and she couldn't get her message out and she couldn't modernize the royal family. And basically we're in Grimm's fairy tale terrain there with that Sun card. It's got a funny energy around it, a bit of an off energy. Kind of smells a bit. The Hierophant in reverse smells a bit. The Sun smells a bit in this reading. And I'm getting the same vibes as I got in that weird reading with Princess Eugenie and Marcus Anderson that I did yesterday in the Great Heatwave. So the yes/no card. Was Meghan held by the royal family against her will? Yes or no? Knight of Cups in reverse. It's telling me that it could be interpreted by her as being yes, but only an interpretation. The Knight of Cups is always a tricky card. It's quite a manipulative card. It's a very emotional card. It's in the reverse here, which means there is emotional manipulation going on. There is something untrustworthy about this energy when the Knight of Cups is in the reverse. Don't believe that fellow offering his cup of love. He isn't authentic. He's going to break your heart. He is trying to accomplish something with his smooth talking that isn't genuine. So I think that this is a pity card, that she could have misinterpreted this for her own purposes, to make out that the royal family is evil, the Hierophant in reverse. But really, whatever was going on wasn't what she interpreted it as being. So I'm quite relieved to see that card, because the Hierophant in reverse was giving me a bit of an uneasy feeling as a reader. Her truth, Knight of Cups in reverse. This is her truth. But when it comes out with the Sun, I suspect that there are going to be people who believe it, and it is going to make the royal family look bad, Hierophant in reverse, as if they don't look bad enough. Let's hope it's one of those flash in the pan things, like they were terribly racist and asked what colour my child's skin was going to be and didn't care that I was going to kill myself. And then a day later, yeah, well, all right, still have the royal family, and Harry and Meghan are now the subject of mockery with that dress, for instance. So let's see the specific questions that are sitting around these two central cards, the specific possible reasons. Mental health. Mental health, was it for her own safety, for the sake of herself, for the sake of other people, safety of children? And we get the World in reverse, and it does to me indicate, this is major arcana, it's in the reverse, this does indicate that she had some kind of breakdown. I sincerely believe that with this card in reverse. There is the woman, and you can look at her. She's very exposed. She's very vulnerable in this card always, with those 4 fixed signs gazing at her. And there she is, naked and exposed and vulnerable. The star normally has that energy, but here it is as if she is so subject to scrutiny, so criticized, so maligned by the Daily Mail and tarot readers on YouTube and all the rest of it, Yankee Wally, who else? Celt, the rest of them, that she had some kind of breakdown. She withdrew. She couldn't handle the publicity, and she had to withdraw from the limelight because it was all too much for her at some stage. That's the World in reverse. The World in reverse is unhappiness, something not going well, something not going, being successful, a big thing not ending successfully, failing. Being really being broken by something, instead of ticking that box and saying, okay, well, I got through that and I got through it successfully and I can close that chapter now, close that book, start a new one. This is a lingering mess, and I think it's a lingering mess that she still feels very aggrieved about. We know that she can hold grudges for the slightest thing. Father Thomas springs to mind, poor old Thomas, and who has never been forgiven for what he did to her, allegedly did to her, what she perceived he did to her. I think this is heading in that direction. This is a strong contender, the World card in reverse, a very strong contender. It was about mental health. There was rumours that she was found out and about at odd times of day and night and dressed in a dishevelled state in Windsor town, not Windsor Park. Had to be picked up by the police and taken home. That she was confused, that she was out of it, maybe she was on some form of medication, and she was in trouble. There was also talk, all allegedly, a big allegedly over this whole thing, that Archie had to be taken away from her, nannies were fired in the middle of the night, all kinds of weird things, that even Sophie Wessex had to take over the care of Archie at some stage in an emergency situation because Meghan was not a fit mother. We saw that weird incident of her appearing in that terrible green tent dress with Archie. Some people thought Archie wasn't a real Archie. There was no sign of a little hat for him. It was a hot sunny day, no food, no nappies changed. The dog is having a very loud bark while I'm doing this reading, and I'm sorry about that. But it was a very bizarre, everybody was giving her weird looks. Catherine was not going near her. She kept her children away from Meghan. It was very, very weird. Apparently Meghan had heard that Chelsea Davy was there at the polo that day, and apparently Harry left for a few days, so that could have been a mental health moment. So this is my only reading today, and it's going to ramble on. We can all tell. Bear with me if you can. Second reason, Archie related. Weirdness around Archie's birth, surrogacy. There's the Queen of Wands, that's Meghan. That's Meghan and publicity. Meghan going out and about with that belly, clutching the belly. Look at me. I'm the only woman who's ever been pregnant. I have this mystery bump that can sway from side to side and deflate, and buttons can pop open and sag to my knees. And I can also do squats in stilettos with my knees together when I am 12 months pregnant. So a bit too much publicity for the royal family there perhaps, but it wasn't at that stage that she disappeared. Seemingly it was after that. So I don't think it's Archie related. This is an upright card. This is her being very pleased with herself. So I'm not getting that it was Archie related, mystery birth related, alleged surrogacy related, anything like that, legal issues around that. You got to stay at home, you can't go and interfere with the surrogate or anything like that. I don't think so. What else? Possible criminal reasons, and temperance. Temperance has come out. I don't think so. Temperance is about balance, is about harmony, is about patience, is about healing. And no, I'm not getting crown jewels stitched into clothes and flown overseas to Jessica Mulroney. I'm not getting anything like that. I'm not getting money taken away from charitable foundations. If there were, this is something that was handled very skillfully and tactfully and diplomatically with the Temperance card. This didn't warrant her being locked up for months, not being allowed out, no keys, no passport. I assume she still had her phone. There wasn't any mention of her phone being removed, or computers or internet access or anything like that. Don't think so. So, mystery card, does the universe want to chime in and say, you silly woman, you forgot this very obvious thing. 3 of Cups in reverse is substance abuse, drugs, alcohol, very clearly. Matches here, matches the mental health issues, drugs and alcohol overuse, some kind of addiction. She might have had some kind of addiction, that her usual supply lines were cut when she was in the UK as a member of the royal family, surrounded by all those security people. There was weird stories about her helicopter pilot having to go to France to pick up treats for her during her pregnancy. What was he going to France to pick up? We all wondered about that. It does look as if it is substance related with the 3 of Cups in reverse. That is literally the card of overindulging. 3 of Cups, drinking, partying. It's the party card. It's in the reverse. Too much partying. Too many drugs taken, too much alcohol drunk, out of control. And we saw her at Wimbledon looking very out of it with her friends when she cleared out the whole stand. They obviously cleared the stand because she was not in a fit state to be seen in public. They were literally at some stages propping her up, gripping her arms. That was after Archie was born. At the time, this mysterious moment when she disappeared for a while, I think she re-emerged at the Lion King premiere with Harry scrounging for work for her, for voice work for her from the CEO of Disney. I can't remember his name now, Iger. And so, yeah, Terry's given me a pretty clear answer here. Mental health, drugs and alcohol. She misinterpreted it. She's making it out to be much worse than it was. And she's going to be using this in a manipulative way. She probably honestly believes it because Meghan's truth is Meghan's truth. But I don't think that the royal family behaved in a disgraceful manner here. So where was Prince Harry in all of this? Her husband, what was he doing? Surely he's the one who should be helping her. Justice in reverse. Could be that he thought it was terribly unfair with the Justice card in reverse. And the figure here in this card in normal Rider-Waite has got red hair and his crown on his head. Prince Harry, but Prince Harry in reverse. So either he thought it was terribly unfair and they were behaving disgracefully to his darling wife and not helping her and doing something that was illegal in his mind, and really got him in a big state, such a state that he stormed off and left. And that is why they really left, because they locked Meghan up. And when she needed help or against her will, and it was also unfair. He does not seem to be able to grasp the true nature of her behavior. There's a story going around about the Fosters and about how Meghan was trying to make moves on David Foster, Harry's new dad. We remember that. And when it was when Harry was told by Catherine McPhee, I think, directly that Meghan's behaviour was inappropriate and she was very uncomfortable with it, and he was very uncomfortable with it, Harry laughed it off. Harry doesn't want to hear the truth. So Harry may himself have felt that this was very unfair and not seen the situation for how it was, and is still seething with resentment about it. He seems to be able to seethe with resentment for no reason whatsoever. Not the clearest thinker, not the most rational person, not the most clued up. He, of course, has his own mental health issues, which he has been very upfront about. And so he may not have seen it clearly at all. A minor version of the Justice in reverse is that he just didn't care and didn't do anything, didn't help, was off on his own little escapades and didn't really bother to stick around and help her through this issue, but I don't think so. I think that he took it badly and took it as if the royal family was behaving illegally, and possibly explains why he's so happy to sue the Home Office now as a representation of the Crown, and try and get his own back on them all with illegal proceedings. So is this the pity card? Is this what we're going to read in the book? Is this what's going to be sprung on us, and we're all going to have to clutch our pearls and swoon? Is it? Yeah, it looks like it. It's waiting. It's waiting to hit. Three of Wands is the waiting card. This is news that's going to go out. It's only Three of Wands. This isn't a big deal. It isn't major arcana. It isn't going to destroy the royal family. It isn't going to hold much attention for very long from anyone. We've got bigger things going on in the world right now than the fact that Meghan Markle was kept in a safe hold, basically, for a while she had some kind of breakdown. Seemingly alcohol and drugs related breakdown, seemingly unable to deal with the pressure of being in the royal family, the pressure of the criticism that she was receiving, the pressure of having to look good next to Catherine. I don't know why I'm calling her Kate again suddenly. And all of that pressure could break anyone. It certainly broke Meghan Markle by the looks of things. Not Archie related, not crime related, definitely drugs and alcohol related, according to the cards, tarot reading, entertainment purposes, or my opinion. We are waiting the outcome of this. We are waiting for this shoe to drop with this Three of Wands. The news is going to be sent out. The ships are being loaded up with goods. They're being sent out. Let's hope that a tempest comes along and wrecks that little, what's the word? I can't think now. A collection of ships, you know what I mean, convoy, wrecks that convoy before it reaches whatever destination it's intended to reach. But I think we're onto something here right now. I think Bookworm 2 is onto something, and it does seem as if this is true, but true more in Meghan's mind than in reality, and true for reasons that had to do with her best interests, though she herself may fail to understand that, and it looks as if Prince Harry didn't quite grasp what was going on either, or didn't care, and the royal family is going to take some flack for it with this underlying energy of the Hierophant in reverse. But I don't see anything here in this reading that's coming from the royal family that indicates foul play, that indicates bad motives, bad faith. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. But they're going to get stick for it. Clearly, what's new? That's the reading. Thank you for sticking with me through this one. And let's see what Bookworm has to say when she finally reveals what this is all about. Thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.